Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Yeshir David. Baruch Hashem. Another beautiful day here in the Holy Land. Baruch Hashem. Let us never take it for granted that we have another day in Eretz Yisrael. Never. It's so special. And then we had Nate's Minyan, Baruch Hashem. Okay.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah, very important reminder, and thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because again, sometimes you get used to it, and that's not good. It's not good to get used to being here. Always, every day is a special day, and we have to thank Hashem every day for this beautiful merit that He gave us to be able to be here. And the proof is, look at the millions of Jews around the world that have no idea that they even want to come here.
No idea.
Sorry I'm saying that, but it's the truth. Yeah. Anyway, it's the truth. Okay. All right. So we're learning Likutey Halachos Hilchos Netilas Yadayim, and this is again Hilchos Netilas Yadayim Suda, right, for your meal. Right? And we're in Halacha Vav. Today we're up to Mem Beis. Mem Beis is 42. Very good. Okay, you see that? You're getting your numbers.
Yeah, I have the number right here.
There we go. Mem Beis 42. Okay, so we were learning yesterday such beautiful things. Wow, how HaKadosh Baruch Hu really is going to bring us the final geula. And it's really, He's going to take care of everything for Himself, because He wants us to have everything, but He just wants us to participate, right? He wants us all to participate and do something, so that it's not just in the Sarusa de La'ela, that it's all Hashem doing everything, but He wants us to do something by ourselves and to help, to do something. Each Jew should do something. And I was thinking yesterday, perhaps that was what the Lubavitcher Rebbe's idea was, by sending all the shluchim out there, right, and telling them that the ladies should light their candles, and the guys should put on their tefillin, right? Mitzvahs, right? So this way, everyone's doing something to get people involved, all the people involved, to bring the Mashiach, and this is what we're waiting for. And this, everyone, the more we do, and never discount anything anyone does. Never discount it. Everything we do is beautiful, and it counts. When we do anything towards to serve Hashem, to get closer to Hashem. All right. So here we go. Now today we're going to do Mem Beis. So here we go. You see how Rabbi Nosson introduces the Rebbe, our Adonenu, Mereinu, V'Rabbeinu. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, and he talks about this in Sichas Haran, about the idea of a dreidel. Do you remember the dreidel, the little dreidel, right? Yeah, the dreidel, the sivivon, we call it here in Israel, right? The sivivon. And it's very important. That's a very, very beautiful lesson, a very important lesson, because again, it spins, and you have things, this is up and now it's down, up and down. The same idea. We have the Darei Mala, Darei Mata. We have the people down here. We have the things up on high. 42, David, 42.
I don't see any better.
I understand.
It's his introduction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What? No, I'm sorry.
No, don't.
I don't give you the.
No, it's fine. No,
This is where the Rebbe is drawing the Torah from. Okay. This is where Nosson's bringing it down from. So the same idea of the upper and the lower, right? And the Rebbe says over there that the world is really a galgal hachayzer. It's a galgal hachayzer. What's a galgal hachayzer? I think that's what you like a Ferris wheel. A Ferris wheel, right? A Ferris wheel. Shalom, how do you call a Ferris wheel in Hebrew?
I can tell you in a second.
Let's ask our other friend here.
Yeah, but what
A Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel goes around.
Malgal.
Yeah.
People go on
Ferris
on
wheel.
it, and then it goes up. People are on the top.
Galgal Avak.
Galgal anak.
Anak.
Anak. Oh, anak. Okay. The Rebbe calls it a galgal hachayzer. Chozer.
He returns.
What? Choser.
Oh,
Not.
I know, but
When
I hear that,
okay. Choser.
I have to fix that.
Okay. No. The why is that? Because again, you see that things are up on top, they go down. Things are down, they're up. Right? That's the whole idea. You have the Olam HaTachton, Olam HaElyon, right? You have the Darei Mala, Darei Mata. The whole idea, the same thing. Everything is always going around. It's going around. All right, anyway. Ala pasuk alta shevet nachlosacha har. Okay, and now shetekef b'beshira sayam. Oh, this is so beautiful. Take a b'shira sayam. We crossed the sea, right? When we crossed the sea, we said Az Yashir, right? And we said Az Yashir. What did we say in the words in Az Yashir? We were davening for Tve'emai v'Site'emai b'Hanach Losacha. What is Tve'emai v'Site'emai b'Hanach Losacha? That's the Beis HaMikdash. We were already davening for the Beis HaMikdash when we came on the other side of the sea. Isn't that amazing? In other words, we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu saved Klal Yisrael. We said he split the sea for us because of the bones of Yosef. Right? Remember we learned all the beautiful things, right? In the same way, Yosef ran away when the Yam saw the Aron of Yosef. Said, "Okay, he did what he had to do. I better do what I have to do." And the Yam split, right? And then when we came to the other side, we realized, wow, we realized what Hashem did for us when we saw all the Mitzrayim that were drowned on the other side, right? So we all came to say Shira. We came to that recognition. Moshe Rabbeinu helped us to come to that recognition of Hashem, how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is still with us. Hashem is Itanu. He's still with us. No matter what we've done, He's still with us. Remember that, right? So then we came to the others, and now when we were praising Hashem, we talked about this beautiful Kisham Beis HaMikdash, because there in the Beis HaMikdash, Iker Klolius, that was the main point where you had the upper and the lower. Like we said, you brought the carbon, right? You brought a sacrifice to the Beis HaMikdash, right? It was an animal. Hello? Right? The sacrifice to the Beis HaMikdash was an animal. But it says when you brought the animal went up to Shemayim, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu came down here. So you have the same idea. The Olam HaTachton, right? The Darei Mata and the Darei Mala, right? So there's the Beis HaMikdash was the best place to see that concept. The best place to see it. That's what we're missing now. We're missing that is the 3 weeks. We're coming into the 9 days, right? And we have to understand what we're missing. We're missing this idea of experiencing HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this world, and we are always working on coming up to go to the upper world, and that's what the tefillah is all about, right? Today we're going to start learning in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're going to learn the Halachos of Tachna. Remember? And we're going to start that today. Right? So yeah.
Can you tell me what it says that the song concluded with the expression of hope that the temple would be built? What does it say there? It
says the words, Tive'emai v'site'emai b'hanach lasacha.
What does that mean?
What you just said. We hope that the Beis HaMikdash will be built. On Har Nachlasacha. On the Har, the mountain of your Nachla.
It's like I just never realized that's what it was saying. I mean, even though I read it, it's like...
Yeah.
It's like...
That's what we're saying in Az Yashir.
Which is one of the reasons so important.
Right, when you say the Az Yashir, every day you're praying for the Beis HaMikdash. People don't realize that. I bet you most people, you ask them, are you praying, is there anywhere in Psukei de Zimra that you're praying for the Beis HaMikdash? And they'll say to you, no, I may pray, but I'm not there. Maybe Yerushalayim Ircha Barachim Tosha, maybe there we're talking about it. Maybe at Tzemach David, right? Rav Shalom, what would you say? Would you think most people would know we're talking about the Beis HaMikdash?
Probably not.
I had no idea.
You see
what
that?
does it mean when it says, bring them and plant them in the mountain of your inheritance?
The Temple Mount.
Okay.
The mountain of your inheritance, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it belongs to Hashem. Hashem gave it to us. It's our control. It doesn't belong to the Jordanians. It doesn't belong to the Palestinians. It's ours. You understand? That's what we're praying for.
That's also an Yashir?
Yeah. That's what we're praying for. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Ikra Klolius, and that was because that was the main place that this all took place. That we joined the upper world with the lower world. It happened right there. It's very easy to understand. You have over there in that place, you have the Even Shesiah, right, on the Kodesh Kodashim, right, Kodesh Kodash, the Holy of Holies. In there was the Even Shesiah, which was the founding rock that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world from. Right, it was right there. Right, it's there in the Holy of Holies. Right, and that was where HaKadosh Baruch Hu infused the upper world to the lower world. Happened right there, and that's why the Beis HaMikdash had to be built right there. Can't be built anywhere else. Has to be built right, and that's why Yaakov was there, and Yitzchak, and Avraham Avinu brought Yitzchak over there, and he made the sacrifice. He was going to make the altar over there. All happened right there. Yaakov Avinu went to sleep over there, and he had the dream with the ladder up and down. Hey, you see again, up and down. The ladder, the malachim were going up and down. That connection. It's all connected. Isn't it beautiful? Haynu. He's kol zeh u bechinas kriyas yamsuf. All this about kriyas yamsuf. She'oz amru hashira v'simu. Ba'atikva sheyivne Beis HaMikdash. And we ended off the prayer, the song. We ended off with the song that Hashem should build us the Beis HaMikdash. Shesham Ikar Klolius. That's the main place that you see. Shezeh Ikar Geula. That'll be our main. That'll mean our main Geula. That's the main redemption that we're waiting for. Shenigma b'Kriyas Yamsuf, that happened all by Kriyas Yamsuf. Okay.
So the splitting of the Red Sea was only a partial redemption.
No. That was the final redemption, because then the Egyptians they all died.
Right.
All the captors, all of those taskmasters, all of those the ones that were enslaving the Jews, they all were dead, and everyone saw them. So that was the final thing, and that was when we went out of Mitzrayim, we were okay. It was great. We came out of Mitzrayim, great. But when we came past the Yams, when we crossed the sea, then that was the Geula. That was the redemption.
What is it when the Mashiach comes?
That's going to be the final redemption. There won't be any more. There won't be any more exile after that.
Okay.
Yeah, we learned about that yesterday, right? Okay. Now let's go back. Now we're gonna change gears for a second, but we're gonna come back to the same idea. Okay, Mem Gimel. Okay, Al Kain b'tchilas is galus l'Moshe l'basneh, and therefore back to the story. Now we're going back to the story when Moshe Rabbeinu was in Midian. Right, he was with Yisro, with Zipporah, right, all of that, and then he was out with the sheep. Remember, he was grazing. The sheep were grazing. He was shepherding the sheep. Correct, right? And when he went out there, he saw something strange. He saw there was a burning bush, but einei ukal. But he saw it's not being consumed, right? And he walked over to it. And that was the main, a very important thing, that he saw something. And he engaged it. He engaged himself in it. He didn't just walk by it. You understand? Many times we see things, we just walk by. We don't take the moment to take a look. What is that? Right? You have to do that. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu.
But they're making a reference. I don't understand. It says in here, it's saying that is why the beginning of the revelation to Moses.
I understand. Listen again.
Why does it say?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. You give the class, read this book, and that's it. You want to give I'm trying to explain to you the lesson.
Yeah.
And these people did some Google Translate when they translate this thing. I don't know what they did. Okay. I have no idea what they did. But if you want the lesson, I'll give you the lesson.
I want your lesson.
Okay. So again. So please.
Okay.
Okay, Val came betchilas is galus l'Moshe basneh. Therefore, in the very beginning, where Hashem first came to Moshe, it was the first time Hashem came to Moshe, right? He never came to Moshe before. That was the first time Moshe had that connection. He had the meeting with Hashem. That was the first meeting, right? Right? It was the first meeting. Amalai, sheyashlech hamata. He tells him, throw your stick. Throw your stick. Hashlicheyu arza vayil nachash. Whoa. And it was the nachash. Remember we learned about the nachash yesterday, right? Right? He turned it in. He tells him, throw this stick down, and it becomes into a snake. Of all things.
At the burning bush? He did this?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't.
Moshe Rabbeinu was standing there for 7 days arguing with Hashem. Hashem was trying to convince Moshe for 7 days. You believe that? I think about that, and it's amazing how Hashem was negotiating with Moshe Rabbeinu for 7 days. It's fascinating.
You stiff-necked Jew.
No, he didn't say that. No, he didn't say that. No. That was later on. That was later on. It turned to the snake. Hainu, ki Moshe haya mimayin b'hashlichus. Moshe Rabbeinu was again. He didn't want to. He was protesting. Is that a good way to say it? He was protesting against it. Is that a good word? I don't know what to use. Mimayin. What?
Yeah, protested.
Oh, he was what?
Protested, refused.
Well, it was more than he wasn't refusing. He was more. He was like.
He wasn't convinced.
He was convinced, but he didn't want to do it. He was convinced it had to be done, but he wasn't convinced he was the one to do it. He was protest. Okay. He says, Hashem, you want me to give them this das that they'll remind them, they'll always know, no matter what they do, that they're always with you? Hashem, you want me to, I can't do that. Right, we're going back now, because Moshe Rabbeinu gave us the das when we were at the snare. Remember? Well, at the sea, after the sea. We got that, and we got that courage to be able to go into the sea. But Moshe, when he was just first starting, he didn't think he could do that. He didn't think he could do such a thing. Because he saw and he knew that there were many Jews that made a lot of mistakes. They made a lot of mistakes. And how am I going to teach those guys that made a mistake? Maybe you saw a guy like Bernie Sanders, right? Maybe you saw a guy like that. How am I going to teach him that with all the things he's done wrong, he can still come back to Hashem? How am I going to do that? Right? But he can. And we said, when a guy like that comes back to Hashem, wow, is that great. Right? Wow, is that great. Correct? Right?
He saw all those guys, all these.
He saw all of them. This is the current guy today. He's the guy that makes a lot of noise today. Huh?
We got a lot of them.
But wasn't Hashem...
Like that guy Chuck Schumer, right? You know, he goes...
Epstein.
No.
Wasn't Hashem doing that like in partnership with Moses?
No. A friend of mine said to me, a friend of mine called me up yesterday. He says, I can't believe this guy Chuck Schumer. He's for this guy, whatever. My mom's a guy over there in New York City. Like, what? He still is Jewish, and the guy is against Jews.
He did his big speech about he's the showbearer.
He's the showman, yeah. With a showman like that, we don't need an enemy. With a protector like that, we don't need an enemy, right? Okay. So therefore Hashem said to Moshe, throw your stick down. Right? Because Moshe Rabbeinu is thinking, I can't teach this das. I can't give this knowledge to the people, to these guys that are so far, that have fallen so far. I can't do it, he said. So Hashem says to Moshe, throw your stick down. And it says in the Tikkun Isaiah, Shemate Moshe da mimem tes. Like we said in the mitat, the malach mitat, sheshoirish bechinahu. There's a malach mitat. There's a malach the memtes, right? He's a very, very, very high malach. Okay, sheshoirish habechira. That's the shoirish habechira. Shu loshen mata sheyesh biyad ha'odam lahatis lekan lekan. How do you like that? A mat, you have a stick, right? So the stick, you can move the stick this way, you can move it that way, you can move it like this, you can move it like that. You control the stick, right? That's bechira.
Free choice.
Free choice, right? You have free choice. You can move the stick like this, hold the stick like that, however you want. That's again showing free choice. Memtes, right? Memtes again is showing the idea of the. It has the ability is in the person holding it to control it how he wants to do it. That's bechira. Right? You can see all the things going on, and you can choose Hashem. That's the main thing we said, right? The main thing is to see what's going on, everything that's going on around you. And instead of blaming this one, that one, that one, and that one, you realize, oh, that's all you, Hashem. Hashem, now why do you want this to happen? Right? Right? That's the question. But we said we don't even want to do that. We just know, right? We have to calm the mind down when the mind asks the questions, right? The mind's asking all those questions. We need to check it. But again, to recognize that it's all from Hashem. Hashem Yisbarach l'Moshe. B'mayfis zeh, with this miracle that happened with the stick, sheyavin goydel hakoyach shel habechira v'al kein ha'adam b'sakana atzuma b'chol eis. We're all in very big danger all the time, because at any time someone sends you a message or sends you this, and you have that bechira, and you're thinking, oh, this is the message I was waiting for. This is the doom. This is the gloom. Oh no! Here it is. We're always in risk. We're always at risk because we never know what's going to happen. The things are constantly coming upon us, right? The Yetzer Hara is really coming upon us any way he can. He tries anything he can. So we're always at a great risk. So then he says, okay, so take that stick, the bechira, right? Take it and throw it down. Take the bechira, throw it down, he says to him, right? The free choice. Throw it down. Ki be'emes Moshe kvar hafach es ha-bechira l'toiva. Because Moshe Rabbeinu already changed his bechira into something good. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu, the rabbis teach us that Moshe Rabbeinu was actually born with every negative trait. And he transformed every negative trait into a positive trait. Isn't that amazing? That's what made Moshe Rabbeinu. Because he took all his negative traits and he made them all positive. That's the greatest thing, right? It says, serve Hashem with b'shtei levavecha, right? It says b'chol levavecha, right? Your two yetzer, the yetzer tov, yetzer hara. So that's what Moshe Rabbeinu did. So Moshe Rabbeinu got rid of. He already took the bechira, and he already made the bechira l'tov. Ki kfar omad ben nisoyin benase kulei tov. Because Moshe Rabbeinu stood up to the test, and he made everything good. He turned everything good. All the bad tendencies, he made them good. He passed the test. Wow.
I wonder how he did that.
Well, he worked. We all can do that. We have to just work on it. You have to work on it.
But he didn't have a Likutey back then.
Well, he was Moshe, but he was Moshe. So we have it much easier today. We have these tools. Right? Right? We have the tools. He didn't have the tools, but he did it anyway. That's what made him so great. Right. That's what made him so great, right? Okay.
Wow.
But Hashem was showing you that he who has the bechira still in him, he who has bechira, is always in danger because he may make the wrong choice, right? May make the wrong choice, right? Achereloi koyach habechira shel ha'amoin etziva loi sheyashlech mata shu bechinas koyach habechira sheyashleicheyu arza. Take the bechira and throw it down to the ground. Sheyashleicheyu l'soich arzius v'gashmius shel shar hamoin. Throw it down into the physicality and the place of all the nations. V'tekev kishishlichu arza v'hilu nachash. And as soon as he threw it down, and if you take your bechira and you don't do the right thing with your bechira, it turns into a nachash. It's amazing, right? If you don't do it, you make the right choices. You don't make the right choices, it turns into a nachash. Haydu she'etzel roi v'oilam shemunachem ba'artzias nehepach hamata shehu koyach habechira l'nachash. Most people, a lot of people, he says, that they're so involved in physicality and all of the pleasures of the world and all of the things, so they take their bechira and they turn it into the nachash, and the nachash attacks them, and the nachash just runs their life. Migoidol his garos hayetzer hara shehu bechinas nachash hakadmoni. because all from the Yetzer Hara, because he's that primordial serpent. And he's the one that comes in and he tries to attack us all. We don't realize that we have the Bechira in our hand, that we can choose the right thing. That's what we learned all the lessons about that we have the Koyach HaMedameh, right? We learned all about the imagination, right? It all starts with the imagination. It all starts with what you see, right? Person sees something, right? And it starts with the heart. That's why the Torah says, "Lo yisasuru acharei levavchem ve'acharei einechem." Don't go after your heart, because the heart desires, and then our heart tells the brain to send the message to the eyes to go look at that thing, because the heart's desiring something. Tell me what you see, right? And then the whole thing happens. And that's how you let the nachash in, right? That's how it happens. Okay. V'teikef amaloi. Shlach yodcha ve'echois b'zanovoi. And then Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, what? Go pick, now that you threw it down as a snake, go pick it up from its tail. And it be turned back into a staff in his hand. In his hand, right? And to teach him this idea, because Moshe Rabbeinu again was trying to learn how to give over this das, how to give over this knowledge to Klal Yisrael. No matter what you've done, Hashem is still itanu. Hashem is with us. Hashem is still with us. Remember? He's trying to teach him that. So even if the guy went and he fell to the nachash, he can still pick it up. He can still pick it up and take control. Mata. We said mata is memtes. The mata is the same idea of the same idea of bechira. Okay. And of course we know that midah tova is always meruba, right? The good side is always stronger, more positive, right? So when a person tries to pick himself up and he tries to connect to Hashem by finding those good deeds, those good traits in him, those good the nekudas tovas in him, he could take that staff and he could turn it from the nachash into the mata, into a staff again. He could take it from a snake and he could take the control back. Right? I know Hashem is teaching Moshe Rabbeinu a very valuable lesson, because Moshe Rabbeinu says that how are they going to believe me? That's what he said. How are they going to believe me? He says, Hashem said, I'll give you a sign. Go take your staff, throw it down. It'll be a snake. What was he really telling him?
Well, the opposite would have been good. Now, throw down the snake,
yeah,
and watch it turn into a staff. Throw down your falsehoods and watch how quickly.
But it was a staff. It was a stick. He had a stick.
Right, but the idea is that he's trying to tell them how you could change it from nachash to.
No, we said a stick. Yeah, see, you could move it from any way. You have control of a stick, right? You have a stick in your hand. You could move it like this. You could do this. You can use it to help people. You can use it to hurt people. A stick, you could hurt somebody with a stick, right? Sticks and stones break my bones, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Sticks, right?
Joystick.
Huh?
When you have a joystick, you can do it in any direction.
Oh, but even a staff, a stick, right? You have a stick, right? That's bechira. That's the same idea. The stick is our bechira. You can do anything you want with it.
And the nachash.
What?
And the nachash is the falsehood.
The nachash is well, you have bechira to choose Hashem or choose the nachash.
Uh-huh.
It's either one. You're only either choosing Hashem or you're choosing the nachash. And the nachash comes dressed in many different forms. Right? He doesn't always look like the nachash. He looks like other things, but he looks like things that are enticing.
A really cool car with a woman that you get when you buy the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
also important that Hashem told him to grab the snake by the tail, not by the head.
Not by the head, right.
But there's something in there.
Of course, to pick it up from the back, don't go to the head because you get bitten.
No, that's good. When a snake catch you, will
Yeah.
have to grab by the head, so you won't get bitten.
Yeah.
If you grab the tail, there's a better chance you get bitten.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. So I think what he's really showing us, like we said, that we had to shave it done. They were the guys in the back always, right? Shevet done, right? They were the one they were the last Shevet picking up all of the stuff, right? It says, where did Amalek attack us? Where did Amalek attack?
The stragglers.
Vayazani, look, Vayazani. See the
That's where
tear.
they got the weakest people in the back.
Right, the weakest people. So you can even get those guys. You can even help those guys.
You know,
The weak guys. You can even get those weak guys.
we made a barbecue yesterday for soldiers in Tel HaShomer.
Oh, another, this is the second barbecue.
Another
Oh,
barbecue is
wow.
still going on. Well, so one of the guys that I was talking to, he said to me, he even made a reference to like the Don. He said, I was the guy in the back. I'm the last guy.
Cleanup guy.
Yeah, I'm the cleanup guy. He was very big and strong. I said, wow, you're like that Don, because in case other people need help or they drop their gun, he said, you're the one that could pick it up.
You
and
pick up
carry it."
things. They used to do that. They were Hashavas Aveda.
Says the problem is though, is when I go down, there's no one to pick me up. And he explains this crazy battle that he had to stay in just to be alive after losing a leg. And
Wow.
he was the last person. I mean, you wouldn't believe, you know, but then literally that came up.
I believe. See, it's all in the
Yeah.
Wow, they see that done came up in this thing. See that? How do we know that? Amazing. Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem. I wasn't there with you, Yossi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, shetimse lohem zuchus v'toye bohem adas hakodesh shadayim Hashem itanu. To teach them this thing, no matter where you've fallen, no matter how you've fallen, Hashem is still there with you. Because miloi chalaretz kevoidai, right? We learned that, right? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere in the world. He's Mesaviv Kol Almin, Memali Kol Almin, Mesaviv Kol Almin. HaKadosh Baruch Hu fills and surrounds all worlds, especially this world, right? And everything in this world. So the person is never alone, right? You can run, but you can't hide. You can run from Hashem, but you can't hide from Hashem because He's going to run faster than you, right? He can run faster and He'll always be there with you. Right? Unbelievable. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to teach Moshe Rabbeinu, because this is an integral lesson that Moshe needs in order to give us the courage. To give us the courage. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is training Moshe Rabbeinu here. You understand? He was being trained. This is his training course. Yeah. Moshe Rabbeinu is being trained how to be the leader. He didn't know this. How should he have known it? So Hashem tells him, go pick up the tail. Right? Okay. Wow. Shayidei zeh mata here. Shadayim itanu. Ad sheyizhapchu minachash lamata. Until you could take the guy that he's connected to the nachash mamish and make him into a mata, into a staff that can be beneficial, right? Shayidei zeh mata amata nasu achakach kol ha'oisiyos v'amoisim. And then don't forget, Hashem gave Moshe Rabbeinu that stick back again, right? Came into a stick. And that very stick is what he made all the miracles with, right? He made all the miracles with that stick. Ad kedei kach, that when we came to the Yam Suf, like we're learning about, there were many Jews at that time that were a little wary of Moshe Rabbeinu. And they were thinking, the scoffers, the guys that are, the tricksters, right? And they were saying, maybe Moshe's okay, but, he has that stick. He has that stick, and because he has that stick, he can do everything. Maybe if I would have the stick, I could do it also. Right? People think like that, right? People think like that. So what happens when it comes to the Yam Suf, the greatest miracle, right? Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, put the stick down, and the teyas yadcha, pick up your hands. Right? Put down the stick, now pick up your hands. Right? Remember that? Right? Why? Because everyone's looking at Moshe Rabbeinu. What's he going to do now, right? We have the Egyptians chasing after us, and they want revenge. They want blood, right? And we have the Yam Suf raging in front of us. What are we going to do? Now, what's Moshe Rabbeinu going to do? So everyone's looking at Moshe. What's he going to do? They see him put down his stick, and he picked up his hands, and the sea splits. That's why after Kriyas Yam Suf, we all said, Vayaminu ba'Hashem uve Moshe avdai. Everyone said. Everyone said, "Oh, we believe in Hashem." They believed in Hashem, but they didn't necessarily believe in Moshe. But after Kriyas Yamsuf, we all said, "Vayaminu v'Hashem uve Moshe avda." We all believed in Hashem and Moshe because again, Moshe does the greatest miracle without the stick.
I thought it was when, I don't remember his name, walked in to the water up to his head.
Nachshon ben Aminadab.
Yeah.
No, but that's fine. Okay, but again, he did that after Moshe Rabbeinu picked up his hands.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all watching Moshe. What's he going to do? He's the leader, right? He's the one that figured out how to get him out of Egypt, right?
Yeah, well,
He figured out how to get him out. He worked with Hashem and he got us out of Egypt. Now he's our leader. What's he going to do? Oh, is he going to pick up his stick again? So then it'll be the stick. No, Hashem says, no, don't pick up your stick. Now put down your stick.
because he wanted them to realize that Moshe had
Right.
power or ability or something.
Yeah. The Klei Yaakov says that. Netei es put down. He says netei can also mean to put down. Klei Yaakov says that. Put down your stick and pick up your hands. And it says, the Klei Yaakov also says over there, I just remembered now, that the stick is compared to like a vav, a finger. It's always, a stick is like a finger, right? A stick is like a finger. And all of the miracles that happened in the Mitzrayim, it said, Etzbe Likimhi. Right? All the miracles in Mitzrayim, it kept saying, Etzbe Likimhi. Right? But what did it say? What did it say by Kriyas Yamsuf? Esayad Hagedola. Esayad Hagedola. Right? The big hand, the great hand. The great hand. So that's why it says the Klei Yaakov. That's why Hashem said, put down the stick, because you don't need it. It's not going to be the Etzbe Likimhi. It's not going to be the finger.
Klei Yaakov is a...
Klei Yaakov is a parish on the Torah.
So then he had to teach
If you open up a Mikros Gedolos Chumash, one of the perushim in the Mikros Gedolos is the Klei Yaakov.
So then he had to teach them that they would have the same ability too at some point.
No, they're not going to have the same ability to pick up their hands and split the sea. No. What do you mean? I don't understand.
Well, he had to somehow give them hope that they had ability to pick up the snake and change.
They can change, right? But that they could pick up the snake and change it into a mata. In other words, basically, you could take control of your free choice. That's what he was teaching him. That you don't have to. You're not a slave. You're not a slave to the snake. You could take control and take control of yourself, take control of your life, and make a change. Right? It's amazing, right? Okay. That's the main geula is going to happen through this. Until the tzaddikim teach those that have fallen down, right? That Hashem is still with you, and turn to Hashem any way you can. Because any little thing you do is so precious to Hashem, right? Any little thing we do is so precious that we turn to Hashem, right? Right? You see, like that soldier, realizing he's the end guy and he's connected. He's a mammon, this guy. You can't do that job. You can't do that job unless you're a mammon by Hashem, right? What?
He ended up saying that they had said that they're gonna. They shot an RPG and a whole wall fell on his leg, and he was by himself with the leg and trying to fight off the terrorists. And in any event, the doctor said that they were amputating your leg. It's for sure. He goes, no. He goes, please don't. I don't know. He wasn't a religious guy, but someone said, go get a bracha from David Buchatzera. This guy's got tattoos all over him.
So what?
I know. I just wanted to listen. So he goes up to Nariya and gets a bracha from David. What do I do? They want to cut my leg off. I'm a big, strong guy, but this guy's, the thing fell on me, and I decided to stay in the unit even after they didn't rush me I decided to stay longer to show, no, let's finish the battle. And that time extra hurt me.
Whatever, okay.
So he says, don't cut the leg off, because they're all saying, cut it off. The pain you have no idea is in pain, it'll never change. He says, no, you're going to see Yeshua. he says this month because I got the bracha, I went 2 months ago, and goes just now, goes look, and he takes his leg and moves it like this, and he's so full, he was so excited because I couldn't do that. I wasn't able to move it all because I'm starting now for the first time feel, that this
Moon in the tzaddik, right? He believed in the bracha, right? He believed.
He does. He says he says now I keep Shabbos.
See that? See, Hashem is coming. It's working. It's working. There was a reason why that thing fell on him specifically, because he has to keep Shabbos. It's amazing, right? It's truly awesome. These stories, all of them are just full of such a moon. It's unbelievable. Yes, a year ago, or 3 years ago, if you told this guy he was going to keep Shabbos, what would he tell you, Yossi? You meet the guy over there in Tel Aviv, wherever he lives, right? Yeah. And then you meet the guy over there and you tell him, hey, you're going to keep Shabbos. He'd laugh at you, right? What would you think? Honestly. Yeah. If you met the guy a couple of years ago, what would he say? Yeah. He would be out at the party doing his thing, right? All of that, right? And you're going to keep Shabbos. No, but Hashem figures out a way that he's going to get him to keep Shabbos too. Yeah. It's amazing.
I can say I have also had an event that caused me to keep Shabbos. I mean, I've had it before. I'm saying we all must have that kind of experience. That's how much we all come to it.
Well, it said a while ago that our insanity, as insane as we are, like a week ago, as insane as we are, we still have this fear of Hashem. We never totally go crazy off.
Yeah, we don't. No. We still have a little bit.
Insanity. I don't Shabbos. I don't do anything. I do my own thing. I'm in charge. Blah blah blah.
But in the back of your mind that Hashem is still there.
And then I guess basically you get this pain and the suffering, and somehow then you wake up and the tzaddik can help.
And then it all works out, right? Al kain begemar ha'geula bekriyas yamsuf. Therefore, let's just finish the lesson. Al kain begemar geula bekriyas yamsuf. At the final geula, that was the final geula, because again, when we went out of Mitzrayim, we weren't totally freed, because we still had the fear of the Egyptians coming after us, right? And then that fear that we had really came to fruition, right? Because they were actually coming after us, right? They were actually coming after us, right?
Yeah.
By turning that the whole idea of the snake and that whole mindset that we had of Egypt, we believed in the different avodah zaras, and we believed in all of the whole mentality of the Egyptian mentality. But we threw that whole thing out, and we realized, and we're able to say, "Vayaminu b'Hashem u'v'Moshe avdei." That was awesome. It was really awesome. And then we said, and don't forget that we said that we started the lesson off. Tive'emai v'site'emai b'har nach losecha. You know those words, Yossi? We say those in the Oz Yashir. Yeah. Do you know what we're talking about? Do you know what those words mean?
It's at the end.
We're talking about the Beis HaMikdash. We were begging Hashem in Oz Yashir in the song. Hey Hashem, we need the Beis HaMikdash. Harnach Loscha. Your mountain. You're that mountain. You know that mountain, right? Harabayit. Yeah. No, we said it in Oz Yashir. Yeah. You know those. Yeah. Yeah, see that?
They were already begging for the Beis HaMikdash.
They were already talking about the Beis HaMikdash, because that's the place where you have the Darei Mala and the Darei Mata that comes together, right? The lower and the upper comes together in the Beis HaMikdash. And that's really what we want now. We're begging Hashem to give us back the Beis HaMikdash. And how do we do that? By remembering that Hashem is always with us. No matter where we are, no matter where we've fallen, Hashem is always with us, and we can always come back to Hashem. And again, Hashem will ultimately bring the Geula for His own sake. For His own sake, right? Leman Shemecha, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu will do it for Himself. But He wants us to do something. He wants us to have that. He wants us to have that isarusa de lasate from us, to be part of it. He doesn't want it to be, it's all him. He wants us to do something down here. And like we said before, Yossi, I believe that's why the Lubavitcher Rebbe, he had the shluchim go out and make the ladies, they should all light Shabbos candles, and the guys should put on film. So they're doing something. They have something, part of it. Everyone takes part and do their little thing. Each person does something to help them to feel that they're connected to Hashem. And the more people that do that, we're going to be able to bring the final geula. Right? So that's the whole thing. Okay? Okay, that's our lesson for today. Baruch Hashem. Okay, now we're starting today in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, we're starting the laws of Tachnun. How you like that? Wow. Well, we finished the laws of Tashlum. If a person forgot to make a prayer, where we learned all of the laws on how to, what you do and when you can and when you can't make up a prayer. Now we're going to learn about Tachnun. Here we go. So Tachnun, we learned, is such a special thing, right? We learned in Likutey Halachos, we learned a lot about Tachnun, right? Right? Tachnun is where we're still up in that high place, right? We're in the Olam Atzilut, right? We're in that high place. From there, while we're there, we come back down to this world. We like kind of forgot something, right? And then we jump right back up. We go from down here, we come down, but we go back up right away. And we come back with that tshuva, right? Because we said we need to make the tshuva. Why? Because again, we just went up on high. We're in the Olam Atzilut. Hashem, we asked Hashem for all the beautiful things. We asked Hashem for refuah. We asked Hashem for parnasa. We asked Hashem for geula. We asked Hashem for all these things, right? In Shmon Esrei. But now, wait a second. If we have to come down from the Olam Atzilut. We have to go to the Olam Abriya. We have to come to the Olam HaYetzira to come back safely down into Olam HaAsiyah. So how are we going to get it there? How are we going to get it there? Because we have all this opposition. We have all those roadblocks on the way, right? You know, we have roadblocks, right? Right? The machsom, right? We have the roadblock. You have to stop, and they check you. So hey, you think you're coming down with this kind of stuff? Hey, you think you're bringing this through? You can't bring this through. You're not worthy of bringing this through. You can't bring this through. Take it back, right? Well, everything again that we have in this world is a mashal for the nimshal, right? You come to the border and they tell you can't bring this through. Why? To teach us. If we're up on high and we want to come down with brachas, we want to come down with beauty, and we want to come down with what we need, there's going to be angels that are going to stop us also. You can't come through with that. So when we do Tachnun, when we say Tachnun, we say we're sorry for everything. We tell Hashem we're sorry for everything, and then we come right back up there with that sorry. Then HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us a pass to come back down to this world, right? Safely with what we needed, right? So that's Tachnun. Well, that's in short. That's
on happy days,
we don't need it because then we're connecting to Hashem. We already feel that. Yeah, we feel that connection to Hashem, right? We feel that beautiful connection. Okay, now here. So Aleph is La'achar Shmoneh Esrei. So we know that, right? After Shmon Esrei, after the Chazaras Hashatz, right? The Shliach Tzibur finishes giving us, saying the bracha, so we say it in the Filas Kapayim, we do the Tachnun. Ve'ein ledaber b'sichas chulin bein Shmon Esrei letachnun. Here, this is a very thing, and people don't know that, right? People don't know that. Sometimes you finish Shmon Esrei, some guys finish real quick, right? And they sit there talking to their friend. They're both finished, and they're talking. You don't do that. You know, you can't do that. You finish Shmon Esrei, you have to be quiet. Wait till after Tachnun, right? Because again, I'm in this high place. So what are you going to do? You're there with Hashem in the Olam HaAtzilus, and now we're going to be talking about nonsense? Mabakach? Right? I'm going to be talking about nonsense? No, you can't do that. You have to be quiet. You understand? Do we get this? Right? In other words, it's very important to be quiet. Okay, so maybe we'll do Beis also. Here we go. Beis. B'shachris kivan sheyesh tefillin b'smailei. When it comes to chakras, right? So you're wearing, most people, if they're righties, they put their tefillin on their left arm, right? So he's assuming that most people are righties, okay? Right? B'shachar is kivan sheyesh tefillin b'smailai. Okay, but we said it's no problem because even if the person is a lefty and the tefillin's on his right hand, so his left is his right and his right is his left, right? So that doesn't matter either way. Noitlin al tzad yamin, right? Mishum kvoid tefillin. So then don't put your hand on the left side, put it on the right side when you go down for tachna. Not everyone agrees with that. We learned that you actually can put your hand down, but he says here, mincha noitlin al tzad small, but on mincha you would go back on your left hand, right? We said the left hand is the side of gevura, right? We want to go down on the side of gevura because the side of gevura, I want to kind of, so to say, nip that in the bud. It's the same idea to be mamtik the dinim, right? You take the challah, right, on Shabbos, take the challah and you dip it into the salt, right? So I want to come on the left side to hold the left side in chuck. But so everyone does what their minhag is. It's okay. But again, that's what the halach is over here. If you're wearing your tefillin, you go on the right side because you're wearing the tefillin on the left side. And if you're wearing, and then by mincha time, you put your hand on the left side.
And I was taught you can't put your head on your skin.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
You keep a separation.
Absolutely true. We're going to learn that. We're going to learn that in I think Gimel. All right, we're going to learn that. Okay, we're going to learn those laws in Mitzvah Hashem. All right, anyone have any questions? No questions?
I'm putting my questions into silence.
Oh, okay. If you have a question, we can ask. I mean, that's what we do, right? Okay. All right, so everyone have a wonderful day. We should all hear Besara Tovot, and thank you for joining, and we'll continue tomorrow, Be'ezrat Hashem.